Welcome to Vintage SF. I'm Richard Rempel. Today, another book haul. Recently, I traveled to Tucson, Arizona for a holiday. On the way, I picked up many books, and in Tucson itself, I did as well. In the first video, I showed you 20 ace books that I collected on this trip. Today, I'm going to show you some of the rest of the books, 20 more books, and in a third video, I'll show you the best of, where I was collecting for some specific new series. So today's video is about collecting books of some authors that I want to read. Singularity Sky by Charles Stross. In the far future, information demands to be free. I've never read Charles Stross, but a number of booktubers recommend him. This book is copyright 2003. The next one is from an author that I have read, and in fact, a long time ago I read this book. It was made into a movie as well. Ray Bradbury, Something Wicked This Way Comes. Now for a Golden Age author. She was married to another SF author, Henry Kuttner. Her name? C.L. Moore. Or Catherine Moore, Judgment Night. I'm pretty sure this is from the 1960s. Yes, first printing October 1965, but it's gathering some material from 1943 and 1952. And one more, C.L. Moore, Northwest Smith. I believe Steve, the Outlaw bookseller, describes the hero in this story somewhat like Han Solo from Star Wars. This collection of stories is from 1981. In my Ace Science Fiction specials, I do have a copy of A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula Kwen. It's the first book in what originally was a trilogy. Now I believe it's expanded to 6 books. I picked up copies of the second and third book. Ursula Kwen, The Tombs of Atum. This one was copyright 1971. And the sequel, The Farthest Shore. I wouldn't mind finding the first book in the series in this livery. This one was copyright 1972. So these are by Bantam Books. I think it's quite attractive. I found 2 more books in a livery that I've been collecting for A.E. Van Vogt. Actually, I probably should have shown these last time in the Ace books. A.E. Van Vogt, The Weapons of Ishur. And another one in this livery, A.E. Van Vogt, Quest for the Future. Another author that I've recently discovered is Thomas M. Disch. The book I'm going to show you now, I've already reviewed on the channel. The Genocides by Thomas M. Disch. Copyright 1965. And I have a second one from the trip. The Puppets of Terra by Thomas M. Disch. This one is copyright 1966, so it's just after Genocides. In the previous Ace Book Haul video, I also talked about a new favorite author named James H. Smits. He has a series of novels or stories that are about Telsey Amberden. I do have some of the stories already in this collection, but there are some new ones as well. So Telsey Amberden. This was edited and compiled by Eric Flint. This particular collection came out in March 2000. So many good authors. A book of Alfred Bester that I haven't read. The Deceivers by Alfred Bester. On the cover it says, "The true successor to The Stars, My Destination," or Tiger Tiger. And the copyright for this one, 1981. And there's some illustrations inside the book as well. Edmund Hamilton, City at World's End. In one split second, they hurled across time into a world a million miles away. This one has two dates inside of it, September 1957 and January 1974. So I'm not sure if that means that this is an updated edition or material from both of those years. Something interesting inside the cover of the book, there is a note to somebody, as this was a gift. This note is from May 1978. I'm going to leave out the names, but it says, "Happy first anniversary of our friendship. This book captured my imagination when I read a friend's copy over 10 years ago. I hope it does the same for you." I don't normally like notations inside of my books, but this one is kind of sweet. Next, we have a book by Greg Bear, Heads. This book is a very short novel. Copyright 1990. It's only about 150 pages long. I'm getting very near to completing my Bob Shaw collection of books. The Series Solution by Bob Shaw. Shaw is like Arthur C. Clarke with added humanity, from Vector. This Daw book was printed in 1982. This next author I read earlier in the year. It was a really interesting read by a scientist, an astronomer. So I picked up another book by him and his son, Jeffrey, Rockets in Ursa Major, by Fred and Jeffrey Hoyle. In the previous Ace book haul, I picked up a collection of Barry Malzberg's stories. Another one that I found is one of his most celebrated novels, Beyond Apollo by Barry Malzberg. The next three books I have are by two authors that I have not read. A Mirror for Observers by Edgar Pangborn. Two aliens battle to control the human who holds the key to the world's fate. And West of the Sun by Edgar Pangborn. They were ready for peril, but not for lifetime exile. An astonishing book, resonant with haunting implications. That's from Peter Beagle. And the last one, A Billion Days of Earth by Doris Proserchia. In a time beyond the farthest tomorrow, when man has lost his planet to the others, comes Sheen, the Supreme One. So, plenty of good reading. I have one more book haul from my trip, and that takes care of 2023 books for my library. Any thoughts on some of the books that I've collected? Which ones are your favorites? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, keep reading.